Hi, Danny. Good afternoon.
Hi, Beth. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How about you?
I'm fine, thank you.
That's good to know. How was your weekend?
Bien, tranqui. ¿Tú?
That's good to know. Everything was great. I thought my cousin was near to born, but no,
Ay, no.
no. Ha sido terrible porque estábamos el sábado haciendo compras, estábamos en
Ujú.
el mercado y no, pues nos llama así, creo que van a hacer y no nace. Ya
Justo,
está
mamá.
de 9 meses, qué bacán, y no más.
Bueno, pero cualquier rato nace.
Sí, sí, yo creo que hoy día, porque ya me imagino que le van a hacer cesárea, porque no, pues está ya de 9 meses, está pesando casi 4 kilos. Imagínate,
Wow,
va a
claro,
sufrir
debe estar
demasiado.
explotando.
Sí, parece una sandía.
Ay, Dios, qué horror.
Sí, terrible.
Pobre,
Ok,
pero bueno.
sí, ojalá que todo salga bien.
Sí, seguro
Mm,
que sí. Vas a ser tía.
Sí, qué locura, primera vez. Ya es como
Ay,
mi
qué
gemelo.
nervios.
O sea, es como mi mellizo en realidad. Entonces, loquísimo.
Claro.
Sí, pero a ver, vamos a ver qué tal, ojalá. Dani, te quería preguntar algo a propósito. ¿Tú tienes tiempo en las mañanas para pasar clase?
Podrías, a ver.
A las 9 de la mañana. Pasa de que me estoy mudando,
Ajá.
am, y toda esa semana voy a estar un cacho ocupada. Entonces, prefiero pasar, les estoy diciendo a todos mis estudiantes para pasar clases en la mañana.
Sí,
Mm,
sí, sí,
a
sí.
tipo 9 de la mañana tal vez sería contigo, no sé si podrías.
Sí, está bien. Súper.
Súper, perfecto. Okay, all right. So we're gonna start with the class of today. Do you remember until what part we stopped?
Espérame, ya te digo. Eh, should have.
All right. Mm, okay. ¿Te asigné tarea, Dani?
Sí, ya las hice.
Okay. Ah, no encuentro la lección. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Contigo es Toega Daniela? ¿Castellanos Daniela o Toega Daniela?
Tuega, Daniela. PI4.
Ok. Sí, pero no me sale la lección extraña. Okay, yes, I get it. So we stop in should have, right?
Ajá.
All right, thank you. So, okay, we're gonna start with the class of today. I'm gonna share my screen with you. Once you can see it, please let me know.
Ya está.
All right, thank you. So today's lesson is about future continuous, right? This is a short lesson. We're gonna see grammar. This is a grammar part, but we actually had a review of this, right? It's kind of review because even though the structure is not that difficult, right? So let's listen to this audio first.
When this course is over, I'll be taking a short vacation. Will be taking is the future continuous. And today, we'll be looking at this form. Let's begin.
All right, so let's see. As you can see in our structure, we're gonna find the subject, the future will, the verb in its base form, plus another principal verb, and it includes the ing form. I'll be taking, will be looking. So let's see, when do we have to use this time tense, and what is the structure?
We use the future continuous to talk about something that will be in progress at a specific time in the future.
We'll be practicing this afternoon.
When we use the future continuous, we aren't interested in when the activity will start or end. It may start before or after the specific time mentioned.
All right. So, okay, we know how to use the future time tense, the future simple. So
Mhm.
the future continuous tense is a verb tense that shows an action happening over a period of time in the future. In this timeline, we're gonna find something right where now this is the present, right? But the action is gonna start in the future and it is gonna last, right? For example, if I'm gonna say I will be dancing all night, okay? I'm talking about a future action. It is gonna start tonight, right? And it is gonna be in progress, right? So I will be dancing all night. Is an example of this sentence, right? As it indicates an action continuing over a specific future period of time, right? So if I'm gonna say, let's compare with those with this what can I do? I will dance, okay? And how about this other one? Okay, the first thing, of course, is the structure, right? We're gonna add be plus another principal verb in ing form, right? So in this example, I will dance, right? Although this example indicates an intention to dance in the future, right? It doesn't refer to a continuous action over a specific period of time in the future. In the contrary, the second example, it indicates the future continuous tense, right? And I know it can be confusing because sometimes it seems like it will be almost the same, right? With other future tenses, right? But we're gonna learn what or how can we make the difference or what can we use instead of, for example, if I'm gonna say, I don't know what time tenses I have to use, the future continuous or the future simple, right? But until this part, we know that we're gonna use the future continuous to talk about an action that is gonna, of course, happen in the future, but it's gonna last, right? We're interested in when the activity will start. We're not interested, okay, when it's gonna start or when it is gonna end, right? The only thing that is important for us is the continuously form, right? That the action has it is gonna last, okay? I'm gonna focus in the progress of an action on the continuation of an action, but it is in the future. All right.
Super.
All right, let's continue with the next point. Oh,
Remember, we usually don't use continuous forms with non-action verbs.
all right. This is something that we're gonna find in all the continuously forms of each lesson or each time tenses that we're gonna learn about a continuously form that we actually don't use it, right? We don't use with non-action verbs. An action verb and an action verb is have, okay? So it will be incorrect if I'm gonna talk or if I'm gonna conjugate it into a continuously form, could be the past, the present, even the future. Then we'll be having a headache tomorrow. No, right? So if I'm gonna use, because you're gonna find some verbs, some non-action verbs, because we can use it, but it depends on the context. If it is not gonna be the same if I'm gonna say Dean will be having a headache tomorrow, or Dean will be having a lunch tomorrow, right? So there's a big difference between the context. So you have to identify, because finally non-action verbs, and I sent you a PDF of the list, they actually don't work with the continuously form, with any of continuously form. If you're gonna use it, maybe try to change the context, or in the other hand, try to use maybe another verb, or instead of it, a phrasal verb, though, why not? Okay?
Super.
All right, so let's continue with point number 3.
We form the future continuous with will be plus the base form of the verb plus ing. We often use contractions with this form.
She'll be waiting for you.
Dean won't be playing in the next game.
All right, so the structure, it's very simple, right? Of course, you're gonna choose an object, a subject, right? It's up to you. Then you're only gonna use will, okay? She'll, the contraction, in this case, we're using the contraction. So we're not gonna modify this part, at least of maybe we're gonna type in the negative tense once, okay? But this is gonna say like that. I'm not gonna change any other verb, okay? Something that I can change is the following verb, right? Wait or play. And I have a lot of options, right? But I can modify it. I can choose what verb I'm gonna use, and it depends on the context. But it is necessary to put it into the ing form, right? Because that explains the, that is gonna explain the continuation of an action. So it is gonna say like that. I'm not gonna modify it. It's will be. I'm gonna use like that. I'm not gonna modify instead of, at least as I told you, at least it is a negative sentence. So you can also use will not, right? The negative goes between the auxiliary will plus the verb be, will not. Or directly, and it's more easy, won't be. And the verb, the principal verb into the ing form. She'll be waiting for you. It means an action that is gonna start in the future, right? I don't know when or at what time, but it's in the future. That's the only thing that I need to know. And I'm gonna focus on the continuation of that action, in this case, that she'll be waiting for you, okay? Then won't be playing. So in this case, I'm expressing something that is not gonna happen, won't be playing in the next game. In the future, maybe it is gonna, maybe tomorrow at morning, there's gonna be a soccer game, but then won't be playing, right? When I say playing, it implies an action that is gonna last maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, but it's gonna be in the continuation. There's it is an action in progress. So that's the reason of why we have this time tense to talk about futures, or to talk about the future that is gonna last for a period of time. Okay?
Super.
All right. So it is also helpful to use the future continuous when describing, for example, multiple actions, right, that are going to happen in the future or happen in the future, or maybe to plan or confirm future events, right, that are going to take place at a specific time. So we have a lot of uses for this, but all of them includes the action in the future and the progress of the progress, and we're gonna focus on the action in its progress. That's all. All right.
Super.
All right. Do you have any question, maybe?
No, no, Vera, nada.
All right. Thank you. So let's finish with the last point.
We can also form the future continuous with be going to plus be plus the base form of the verb plus ing. The meaning is the same.
Nick will be playing in the next game.
Or
Nick is going to be playing in the next game.
remember, in conversation and informal writing, we usually use contractions with be going to.
He's going to be playing in the next game.
He isn't going to be sitting the game out.
All right. So as you know, we have two ways to express the future. The first one is with will, and the other one is be going to. We know the difference between them. And well, it's up to you, and it's up to the situation if we're gonna decide to use it will or be going to, right? But the structure is the same. I'm gonna use be going to, right? I'm gonna use the verb to be in its base form and the principal verb in its ing form. The meaning it's the same, right? And Nick will be playing the next game, or Nick is going to be playing in the next game, right? I know the second one sounds a little bit weird because of the structure, but it's okay, right? Both options are okay. Then in informal writing, we use contractions, and this is something that we saw before. We actually use it, right? But it's only for informal writing. Maybe when you're gonna talk to a friend, I don't know, you're gonna send a message, right? So, but informal writing, we have to avoid to use contractions, right? That's something I forgot the other day. I was writing an essay, and I don't know why I wrote with contractions. And then my spelling was terrible because of the contractions, and I had like 10 points less. So it was terrible.
Artísimo.
Yes, because they take care of when something is gonna grade you, because we're taking we were practicing our English though, because in this institute they're currently are taking us quizzes, right? And we were taking a quiz of writing, and I wrote in my, well, it's my colleague actually, and he told me what happened if you don't have to use contractions, and oh my goodness, it was terrible. That's the reason why we have to avoid to do that. Okay.
Super.
All right, so let's see these two examples. They will be promoting me to manager on Friday. They will promote me to manager on day one. Oh my goodness, it was on Friday. Sorry. So it's okay. We're gonna write one day though. Yes, why not? So okay, in this sentence, right? The first one we're using the future continuous, right? And as you can see, it looks like something certainly. And the second one is uncertain situation, right? For example, we know that we use the future continuous tense for actions that we know will happen, right? But we use the simple future tense for actions that are less likely. That's the difference between the first example and the second one. And the first one, I have a certainty of something is going to happen. In this case, they will promoting me to manager on Friday because that's a schedule, right? So it's I know that it will happen, all right? But in the second one, they will promote me to manager one day, right? Since we're using one day, I'm talking about the future, but I don't know. That's the reason why I wrote one day, because it's uncertainty situation, right? And that for the future simple tense, it's for actions that are less likely, right? No, I'm not sure that it's gonna happen. It could be a 99% that something will happen, but in the first one, it's already scheduled, right? So my boss told me, so it is gonna be on Friday at 5 p.m. So it's something that is gonna happen, yes or yes. In the second example, it is more like uncertain situation, right? So there is also confusion, right, about the future continuous tense with the future perfect continuous tense. There we have another time tense, right? But it's not part of the lesson, but I'm going to explain you them, because we also have the future perfect continuous. For example, I don't know, the future continuous will be, I will be working as a sales assistant from November to December. But if I'm gonna use the future perfect continuous, I'm gonna change the structure, right? It will be in December, I will have been working as a sales assistant for a year, right? So there is a, it's a little bit complicated because it's a lot of grammar. You have to know the first thing is that the future simple. That's all. Then the future continuous, and then we're gonna see the other lesson. There is the last lesson about the future. Is the future perfect continuous tense. All right, but that's the difference then. Okay. I
Super.
don't know if you have a question maybe.
No, Bella, nada.
All right, thank you. So, and it's not difficult. Something that is gonna help you is to see, or maybe if you want to focus on the duration of an action, of the progress of an action, then you know that you have to use the continuously form. And then if it's in the past, you're gonna use the past. For the present and for the future, you have to use the future. It's not difficult at all. That's a good part about the continuously, all the continuously tenses, that we only focus on the duration, on the latest of an action. So I'm gonna share my screen with you. Once you
Ya
can
está.
see it. No. All right, thank you. Can you please read the instruction?
Complete each sentence, choose the correct answer.
Number
The
one.
team will be starting practice. Starting, yo creo.
All right, the team will be starting practice in an hour. Don't forget the structure, right? Is will be,
Verdad.
ing form.
Dean won't be playing. Talia is going to be getting a promotion soon. Amy will be getting a raise. Talia and Amy are going to be celebrating tonight. At 6, I'll be watching the news.
All right, thank you. So let's see how's everything. All right, well done. So you got 6 out of 6. It was a great practice. Do you have any question maybe?
No, Bel.
All right, thank you. You go with the second practice. All right. So give me a second. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen with you. Once you can see it, please let me know.
Ya está.
All right, can you please read the instruction and start doing?
Complete the paragraph. Type the future continuous from form of the verbs in parentheses into the blanks. At last, we've proven Nick's innocence. Newsline will be reporting the story in tonight's news. And Nick tengo una duda. ¿Cómo sé si es is going to o will be?
No hay diferencia alguna.
¿No hay?
En realidad, sí, no hay. O sea, cuando sí se habla solo del simple,
Ajá.
sí hay diferencia, digamos, ¿no? O sea, I'm going to pay the account, I'm going to pay the account tomorrow. Quiere decir que estoy planificando que tú no vas a pagar la cuenta y yo te la voy a invitar. Pero si, por ejemplo, te saco tu billetera y te digo, oh, no te preocupes, Dani, yo pago, no hay problema. Entonces ahí utilizaré will, porque es para algo inesperado o no planificado. Sin embargo, cuando juntamos con el continuo, no hay mucha diferencia. En realidad nos enfocamos más en el tiempo, o sea, en la prolongación de la acción, no tanto en si es will o is going to.
Ya. Entonces, Nick will be giving me an
Yes, will be.
interview tomorrow. Tony is very, very pleased. I hope this means that I am going to get, or I will
Yeah,
gain. I will be
I will.
getting
I will.
a promotion in a few weeks. I really want to become a reporter. Nick is very relieved, of course. So is his team. The soccer federation will have to reinstate him now, and this means he will be playing in the qualifying match after all. Dean, on the other hand, won't be playing soccer again at any time in the future. I can't believe this is over. I hope this doesn't mean that Nick and I will be spending less time together.
Spending less time together. All right, so let's see if that is everything. All right, it was great. Okay. So, as I told you, you have two options, right?
Mhm.
Tienes dos opciones, Dani. Acá te voy a mostrar.
¿Verdad? Is going to.
Puedes poner is going to be reporting o puedes
Yeah.
utilizar no hay diferencia. Cuando es continuo no nos enfocamos tanto en eso, en que si es algo previsto o no previsto, nos enfocamos únicamente en lo que la acción está en progreso. Ni siquiera nos enfocamos en cuándo va a empezar o cuándo va a terminar. Para eso tenemos otros tiempos verbales. Todos los continuos y claro, lo que generalmente se hace a veces porque te confundes, o sea, quieras o no te confundes cuando tantos tiempos verbales. Entonces lo que solemos hacer es tratar de ver que si es que la acción va a estar en cierto progreso, o si es que nos queremos enfocar en el progreso, en la duración de dicha acción. Entonces ahí ya decides qué vas a utilizar, que tiene que estar en uno de los 4 continuos que tenemos. El pasado, el futuro, perfecto, pero todos los continuos, pasado continuo, presente continuo, futuro continuo, solo nos enfocamos en lo que es el progreso, lo que está durando la acción 2 horas, 3 horas, 2 años, 3 años. Solo nos enfocamos en eso. ¿Ok?
Yeah, super.
All right, thank you. So, okay, that's all. I guess we don't have any other practice. If I'm not wrong. Yes, I guess we have time to see another lesson. All right, we're gonna, I guess, okay, no, creo que quería que veamos otra lección, pero a ver, vamos a intentar verla hasta donde se pueda, porque es un poquito larga, es más gramática, es más writing en realidad. Okay, so can you see my screen?
Sí.
Okay, this is about clauses. Sabemos que los clauses son son una oración completa, sujeto y verbo. Tenemos las que son dependientes y las que son independientes. Las que son independientes pueden trabajar por sí mismos. O sea, no necesitan de otra oración para que se pueda entender. En cambio, las dependientes, las dependent clauses, sí, tienen que trabajar sí o sí con otra oración porque de lo contrario no se va a entender. ¿Ok? Eso es algo que lo vamos a ver, calculo que ya el día jueves, que terminemos todas las lecciones, porque ya nos toca ingresar a lo que es puro writing. ¿Ok? Y ahí vamos a aprender cómo hacer ensayos y todo eso, porque es bien tedioso esto de hacer ensayos, y tenemos que saber las reglas gramaticales que hay para hacer un ensayo. Entonces, esto nos va a ayudar para la lección, cálculo de estas semanas. No estoy muy segura cuándo podríamos acabar. ¿Ok? So, we're gonna listen this audio. No es complicado, sin embargo, sí que es un cacho tedioso. Es un poquito tedioso de hacer. No es como que tienes que seguir una estructura, no. O sea, ya es un poquito más entrando a lo que es la gramática. Okay? So let's listen to this audio and let's see what do we have there.
Hi, you're just the person I wanted to see. There's something that we need to discuss today. It has to do with object-adjective clauses. These are the clauses that we use to identify the object of the sentence. Let's take a look at them.
All right, the person I wanted to see something we need to discuss the clauses we used. So let's learn what is an adjective clause.
Adjective clauses, also called relative clauses, identify nouns or indefinite pronouns, such as one, someone, and something. Adjective clauses often answer the question, which one or which ones.
You're the two people I wanted to see.
I wanted to see is an adjective clause. It identifies the two people. In other words, Nick wanted to see these particular people.
All right, so it is also called, and I learned this lesson with relative clauses, right? Something that, or well, we're gonna learn how to use them or how to identify, how to make a sentence, a clause. So let's start learning what is a relative clause. It helps us to identify nouns or indefinite pronouns, such as one, someone, and something. If you're gonna see as detailly, in a detailed way, you're gonna see that this is called indefinite pronouns. Why? Because we actually don't know who is the pronoun or what is the pronoun in this case. That's the reason of why it is called indefinite pronouns. One, if I say why, I don't really mention to that person, even though someone I didn't mention, or I don't know, I not mentioning, right? The person, the name, because maybe, or I don't know, or I just don't want to mention it. Or even something, I don't know, or I don't know if I have to mention it. So that's the reason of why it is called indefinite pronouns, because we actually don't know. We are referring, right? So something that is gonna help you to identify if it is a relative clause is that you have to ask yourself which one or which ones. Okay, so in this case, we're gonna find two sentences, right? Two clauses. The first one is you are the two people. The second one is I wanted to see. Why is it called a clause? Because we have the subject and we have the verb. I have subject and I have the verb. So that's a complete clause. We're not gonna see if it's an independent or if it is a dependent clause. We're gonna take that lesson forward, but not now. Okay, so in this case, the adjective clause or the relative clause is I wanted to see. Why? Because it refers or is making or I want to talk about two people, right? So that is gonna be maybe if I don't know who, or I exactly don't know the name of these people, could be an indefinite pronoun, right? So you are the two people what? Or where, I don't know, but what, which one? In this case, it's two people. So as you can see, we're answering to the question, which one? Or maybe in this case would be which ones? Which ones? The two people that I wanted to see. You're the two people that I wanted to see. The use of that is not necessary at all, but yeah, something I noticed is that we actually use it because when we're trying to speak in English, we are get used to translate. And well, we think in Spanish, and then we're trying to translate. And it's inevitable to use that because we actually use in Spanish. So that's the reason of why it's up to you if you decide to use that or not. In this case, I wanted to see is an adjective clause, right? This one, I wanted to see. And it is gonna help us in this sentence to identify the two people. In other words, Nick wanted to see these particular people. As I told you, this is an indefinite pronoun. Why? Because I don't know who is or who are that people. Okay.
Super.
All right. Do you have any question, maybe?
Novel.
All right, that's good to know. So let's continue with point number 2.
Adjective clauses often begin with a relative pronoun, such as who or that. The relative pronoun refers to a noun or pronoun outside the adjective clause. The rest of the adjective clause tells more about that noun or pronoun. This is the recording that I told you about. The relative pronoun is that. It refers to recording. The adjective clause is that I told you about. It gives information about the recording.
All right. Okay, so let's learn more about adjective clauses or relative clauses. Esto en castellano se llama oración subordinada. Tenemos también en castellano, right? But relative clauses give us information about the person or thing mentioned, right? Defining a relative clause gives us essential information, okay? Information that tells us who or what we are talking about. For example, if I'm gonna say, the woman who lives in, no, who lives next door, works in a bank. Okay, so let's learn more. Here in this part, in this sentence, right, we're trying to give more information. Can you identify information about what or who? Which
The
one?
woman.
Yes, thank you. That's the answer, right? We actually have the more relative pronouns, or maybe adverbs to start at defining relative clause. I have the use of who, I have which, I have that, I have when, where, where, and I have whose. Ok, entonces básicamente lo que hacen los relative clauses, right? O relative pronoun, estos son los relative pronoun, ok, que es lo que nos va a ayudar a obtener más información de lo que vamos a querer hablar. Entonces tenemos, si es que no supieras, porque a veces sí también me ha pasado no saber qué relative pronoun voy a utilizar, porque te tardas en identificar si estás hablando de una situación, de un objeto y así, o si quieres hacerlo más fácil, o lo omites, es decir, no pones nada de información, solo en algunos casos es necesario, pero lo vamos a ver más adelante. That es como un comodín. Cuando no sepas qué utilizar, qué relative pronoun utilizar, utilizamos el that, o sencillamente lo omitimos. Por eso es que al principio habíamos visto que estaba entre paréntesis, porque no es necesario a veces, ¿ok? Entonces, una vez más, cuando utilizamos algún relative pronoun, nos trata de dar, o estamos tratando de hablar acerca de, o más información, estamos tratando de dar más información. Ok, entonces, this is the recording, right? En este caso, estamos viendo, ¿puedes identificar cuál es el relative pronoun?
The recording.
That.
Ah.
That. Ok, ese es
esa oración igual puede estar sin el that, ¿no ve? This is the recording
Exacto.
I told you about.
Exactamente, puede estar sin. Pero esto tiene su nombre y esto es el relative pronoun. Y esto hace referencia a algún nombre o algún pronombre que está afuera de la oración en sí. ¿Ok? Y el resto de la oración, es decir, lo que va a estar después de utilizar el relative pronoun, es el relative clause, que es lo único que hace es dar más información. This is the tape that I told you about, ¿ok? En este caso, el relative pronoun es that, que puedo cambiarlo por which, porque estamos hablando acerca de un objeto, y estaría bien. Solo que algo que sí es importante recalcar es que esto del who, which, todos los relative pronouns que tenemos, son un poquito más formales dependiendo de la situación. Por eso lo que es más común es omitirlo o utilizar that, porque ya el who tal vez es un poquito más formal. No está mal, pero es un cacho más formal. Entonces vamos a ver esta estructura. The relative pronoun is that, and it refers to the recording, that's the noun. The adjective clause, esto es el adjective clause, ¿ok? Y esto está dando información acerca de la grabación. Entonces vamos a intentar una vez más identificando los nombres. Can you please let me know where or what is the relative pronoun?
That.
Okay, what is the function of this?
O sea, hace referencia a algo.
It refers to something? Okay. In this case, what is making or on what is working on?
The recording.
Okay, the recording is the okay. What is my adjective clause? Where is the adjective clause?
I told you about.
Okay, thank you. And what is its function?
Give more information.
Okay, thank you. It gives more information. About what in this case?
About the recording.
Okay, thank you. How about the second example?
The same, but it's about the tape.
Okay, thank you. This is the relative pronoun. Okay, it refers to the noun. And how about the adjective clause?
I told you about.
Okay, and it is provided.
It refers to the tape too.
Okay, thank you. It's providing us information about the tape, and that's all. Okay. Do you have any question, maybe?
No, well.
All right, thank you. So let's continue with number 3.
The relative pronoun combines two sentences into one sentence.
Okay, I want to stop in this part. As you can see, we have 2 statements. That's the video. Talia made the video. Okay. This is the independent clause. Talia made the video because it doesn't need a further statement to be understood. Okay. No necesita de otra oración para ser entendida. Por eso se llama independent clause, que por sí misma funciona súper bien y se entiende. How about the first one? Esta es una oración dependiente. ¿Por qué? That's the video, ¿ok? O sea, si bien acá tengo el sujeto o el nombre, y acá tengo mi verbo, this, that's the video, no está complementado. O sea, no se entiende. Si yo te digo, that's the video, y tú me miras como que, ¿qué onda con el video? ¿No? Entonces, sí o sí se necesita una complementa a la otra. En este caso, that's the video, que es el first clause, necesita de otro clause. ¿Ok?
Súper.
Vamos a ver que son 2 oraciones separadas y lo que relativamente hace el relative pronoun es juntarlas. ¿Ok? Es como un conector de una primera oración con otra segunda oración. Vamos a ver qué podemos utilizar.
The relative pronoun combines two sentences into one sentence.
That's the video. Talia made the video. That's the video that Talia made.
Ok. Te puedes dar cuenta que ha habido recorte de la oración. Hemos eliminado una parte de la oración que era de vídeo, porque es una redundancia, ¿ok? Y eso es lo que hacemos. Te voy a dejar un ejercicio. Claro, no creo que hoy día, porque no creo que acabemos hoy día. Nos falta todavía ver más. Entonces, cuando hacemos, y este ejercicio es donde te dan dos partes, las tienes que combinar viendo el mejor relative pronoun que puede ser acorde al nombre. Entonces ya tienes que omitir ciertas partes para no redundar, ¿ok? Entonces, vamos a hablar directamente del relative pronoun. Something of how is it working? It's a connector, it is working as a connector between, it is connecting the first clause with the second clause, okay? So this is a connection. All right?
Super.
All right, thank you. So that is working on here. Okay, and this is the adjective clause that is giving more information, adjective clause. That's all. And it is making a reference or it is working on the video. And that's all. Let's continue with point number 4.
In object-adjective clauses, the relative pronoun is the object of the verb in the adjective clause. In the following sentence, the verb is heard. The object of the verb is conversation.
We heard the conversation. The conversation will clear Nick's name. The conversation that we heard will clear Nick's name.
When the sentence changes to an adjective clause, the object of the verb is the relative pronoun that. Notice that the relative pronoun always comes first in an adjective clause.
All right, so we have the object adjective clauses and the relative pronoun. Okay, in this case, the relative pronoun is the object, okay, this part. We've heard the conversation. The conversation that we heard will clear Nick's name. So in this sentence, right, we're going to identify our verb is heard, okay? The conversation that we heard, that's the verb. And the object of this verb is the conversation, right? Entonces, para poder nosotros estructurar una buena oración, una oración completa que siga todas las reglas, tenemos que saber qué partes contienen estas oraciones. Tengo que identificar mi objeto. En este caso es the conversation. ¿Por qué? Porque sobre eso está trabajando el relative clause, ¿ok? En todo caso el adjective completo, el adjective clause, ¿ok? Entonces, por eso es object adjective clause, porque está haciendo referencia al objeto del adjective clause, que sería esta partecita de acá, que nos da más información. Entonces, cuando vamos a cambiar la oración, esta oración de acá tal vez, que es una oración súper simple, vamos a cambiarla a adjective clause, right? Vamos a tener que necesitar más partes para completar. Es por eso que acá se ha agregado otra parte. Si bien acá, y te vas a dar cuenta, no está completa esta oración, ni siquiera es una oración, es solo de conversation. No tiene ni perdón, no tiene verbo. Sin embargo, no quiere decir que no podría trabajar. Lo que sí se necesitaría sería otra parte, porque imagínate, sería solo una frase de conversation. Entonces, esto pasa a ser el objeto de una oración, porque se está hablando sobre esto. De conversation, si eliminamos esto, no tendría sentido que solo dejemos esta parte. That we heard will clear Nick's name. Es por eso que esto pasa a ser un objective, oh my goodness, un adjective clause, right? Entonces esa es la diferencia. El object adjective clause, no tenemos una oración completa. Es más, está súper incompleta porque solo hay the conversation. Ni siquiera sería oración, sería solo un nombre. Y para eso necesitamos otra segunda parte. Y algo que te vas a dar cuenta es que siempre va primero en esta oración que es conocida como adjective clause. Siempre va primero el relative pronoun, ¿ok? No al principio, ¿ok? Sino que al principio de el adjective clause. El adjective clause que nos da la información sobre el objeto. Y eso lo convierte en un object adjective clause. All right?
Súper.
Any question maybe?
No, Bel, nada.
All right, thank you. Now this is a piece of cake, right? Creo que uno de los, algo de, bueno, el uso del relative pronoun, hablando del who, es algo de lo más sencillo del mundo. Porque cuando utilizamos who, solo puede hacer referencia a una persona, a un indefinite pronoun, en este caso es indefinite pronoun porque no sabemos quién. There is someone who I gave, who I have to go see. Okay, so let's listen this audio.
We can use the relative pronoun who or that when the object of the adjective clause is a person.
There's someone who I have to go see.
Or
There's someone that I have to go see.
we can also use the relative pronoun whom when the object is a person, but this is very formal.
The soccer player whom the Federation is investigating is the very popular Nick Crawford.
All right. So we have the relative pronoun who and what. We're gonna use who or that when the object, what is the object? Someone, right? Or the person that I'm talking about that I'm gonna give more information. So we're gonna use who to refer, when we're going to refer about a person, okay? Cuando vamos a dar información de una persona, puede ser indefinida. Indefinida es cuando no sabemos quién o tal vez no queremos mencionar. Utilizamos someone. Ok, acerca de este ejemplo, sí sabemos, the soccer player, ok. Únicamente utilizamos who o el comodín that, ok. Entonces, también podemos utilizar whom. Es un poquito más formal. The soccer player whom the Federation is investigating is a very popular Nick Crawford. Tal vez es un reportaje, entonces utilizamos whom. Sin embargo, también hace referencia a que el objeto, ok, es una persona, right?
Súper.
All right. So this is the relative pronoun. This is the adjective clause. The relative clause is working on someone, right? And we're giving more information about someone. Someone is the object, okay? Do you have any
Súper.
question maybe?
No, Bel, nada.
All right, that's good to know. So, vamos a continuar el día de mañana, Dani. Si tuvieras
Ajá.
alguna pregunta, me avisas. No sé si, a ver, creo que ya sí, te voy a asignar el día de hoy para que la puedas hacer ya nomás. Acerca del Future Continuous, que son las dos prácticas que hemos hecho en clase. Ok, y te voy a dar hasta pasado mañana para que las puedas completar. Y mañana ya te estaría asignando más tarea, ¿sí? Y aparte
Súper.
que te voy a dar ejercicios de los clases y así vas a poder practicar un poquito más. All right?
Súper, Bel.
All right, Danny. So, do you have any question maybe?
No, nada.
All right, that's good to know. So, I'm gonna see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. All right?
Súper, Bel.
All right, thank you, Danny. Have a great day. I'm gonna see you tomorrow.
Ok. Espera, ya termino esto. Ya está, Bel. Nos vemos mañana.
All right. Thank you. See
Bye.
you.